Khloe Kardashian's rigid bedtime routine for her daughter True. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloe Kardashian has always been very honest about how she raises her two children, True and Tatum, especially since her separation from basketball star Tristan Thompson. She doesn't sugarcoat anything and is very open about her parenting choices. However, something unexpected came to light recently that surprised many fans, not about how she co-parents with Tristan, but about a decision she made regarding her sister Kourtney Kardashian and her daughter True. This came up during a lighthearted but revealing moment when Khloe took a lie detector test for a Vanity Fair web series. While answering questions, one of them touched on whether she would let her daughter True, who is 6 years old, spend the night at her Aunt Kourtney's house. The question seemed simple at first, but Khloe's answer stirred a lot of attention. She replied, "Probably not." That response caught people off guard, especially since Kourtney is not just her sister but also someone who has been around children for many years and is a mother of 4. Kourtney lives in a luxurious $9 million mansion in Calabasas with her husband Travis Barker, the drummer from the band Blink-182, and their blended family. Her children include Mason, who is 14, Penelope, who is 11, Rain, who is 9, and baby Rocky, who she shares with Travis. Kourtney took the question with a bit of humor and asked if the reason Khloe didn't want True sleeping over was because they might have too much fun at her place. Khloe didn't agree with that and said there was more to the story but not enough time on the show to explain all the details. This moment made fans wonder what Khloe's reasons really were. It led many to look more closely at the different ways the two sisters raise their kids. One thing is clear, Kourtney and Khloe have very different parenting styles, and that could be a big part of why Khloe hesitates to let True spend the night at her sister's house. Kourtney's parenting is known for being heavily based on attachment. This means she believes in keeping her children very close, both emotionally and physically. It involves things like responding quickly to every cry, breastfeeding whenever the child wants, and even sharing the same bed with them for years. It's about forming a deep emotional connection and being constantly available for their needs. Kourtney once said in an interview with Redbook magazine back in 2014 that she didn't really plan to parent this way, it just happened naturally after the birth of her first son, Mason. She explained that she felt deeply bonded with him from the beginning and wanted to take him everywhere with her. As Mason grew, he continued to sleep in her bed, and that didn't stop until he turned 7. Kourtney did the same with her daughter Penelope, who also co-slept with her mother until she was 10 years old. Kourtney has been very open about these choices, and although some people admire her approach, others, especially parenting experts, are more divided. They argue about whether this level of closeness is healthy in the long run, especially for children who need to learn independence as they grow. Khloe, on the other hand, follows a much more structured and disciplined style of parenting. She prefers routines, rules, and order in her household. In an interview she gave to Ellen DeGeneres, she proudly said that she is very strict with how she raises her daughter True. She described herself as militant when it comes to setting a schedule and sticking to it. According to Khloe, having a schedule helps everything run more smoothly and allows her to avoid unnecessary surprises. She believes that planning everything gives her peace of mind, not just as a mother but in her life overall. She went further in a conversation with Cosmopolitan UK, where she explained how True's routine controls her own daily life. From gymnastics classes to other daily activities, Khloe said she organizes her entire day around what True needs. She even said that she lives and dies by a schedule, and for her, every single minute of the day is already planned out. This helps her feel more in control and allows her to be fully present for her kids. This clear difference in parenting might be the real reason Khloe isn't comfortable letting True stay overnight at Kourtney's home. While Kourtney might be more relaxed and flexible, even letting kids sleep in her bed, Khloe seems to think this doesn't fit with the environment she's creating for her own children. It's not necessarily about which style is better, it's about what each parent believes is right for their family. For Khloe, having boundaries, routines, and structure is how she feels she can give her children the best upbringing. It also shows how even in the same family, parenting can look very different. People often think sisters would have the same ideas, especially when they're close like the Kardashians, but that's not always true. Just because they grew up together doesn't mean they see the world or motherhood the same way. Khloe's choices are based on what she feels is best for True, and even though it might seem a little harsh not to let her daughter sleep at her aunt's house, to Khloe, it's just another part of being a careful and responsible mom. In the end, both sisters want the best for their kids, but they are going about it in completely different ways. Kourtney's way is focused on deep emotional bonding and staying as close to her children as possible, even if that means letting them sleep in her bed for years. Khloe believes more in teaching independence and maintaining strong boundaries so that her children can grow up with a sense of responsibility and structure. This story also shows how parenting in the spotlight can bring every decision under a microscope. Because they are public figures, every choice they make is discussed and sometimes criticized by fans and experts alike. But despite the opinions, Khloe and Kourtney both seem confident in their parenting styles and are standing firm in what they believe is best for their children. While fans might still be curious about what Khloe meant when she said there wasn't enough time on the show to explain her reasons, it's clear that the differences in how she and Kourtney raise their kids play a big role. It's a reminder that even among siblings, especially famous ones, there's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to being a parent. Some prefer closeness and flexibility, others go for structure and discipline, but at the end of the day, both are trying to raise happy, healthy children in the way that feels right to them. Khloe's approach is not about rejecting her sister's methods, it's about doing what feels right for her family. Her love for her children is clear, and so is her desire to give them a life that is safe, organized, and full of positive routines. Whether it's gymnastics classes, daily schedules, or bedtime rules, everything in Khloe's world is done with her children's best interest in mind. And as for Kourtney, she continues to be a mother who puts emotional closeness at the center of everything. She believes that strong bonds built early in life lead to stronger confidence and emotional health as her kids grow older. That's why she has chosen to be there constantly for them, keeping them as close as possible for as long as she can. As the Kardashian family continues to grow and evolve, fans will no doubt keep watching how these famous sisters raise their kids. They'll have questions, opinions, and maybe even criticisms, but one thing is certain, both Khloe and Kourtney are fiercely committed to their roles as mothers. They may take different paths, but they are both doing their best with love, patience, and the kind of dedication that every child deserves. Khloe, on the other hand, follows a much more structured and disciplined style of parenting. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.